Hello and welcome back to Let's Play Hearts of Iron 4 as the French Commune. So it's May 1940 and war has broken out between the Axis and the Allies, but there aren't actually that many members in either of those factions right now. Italy, for example, hasn't joined the Axis yet, and only Romania, I think, has joined the Allies. So this war basically is just between the UK and Germany, which is fine. It seems like the UK is making at least a little progress, or at least holding their own in this naval invasion that they're conducting against Germany. We are not at war yet, but our major ally in the Soviet Union has war goals, or is justifying war goals against a couple of people. Romania, who are in the Allies, and Terra Mariana, who are in the Axis. So I'm assuming that they won't declare on both of those at the same time, and we won't end up at war with both the Axis and the Allies, which would be terrible. But if they just declare on, for example, these guys, and we get at war with Germany, I think that's okay at this point. But anyway, we'll see, I suppose. Let me just check on my production and stuff. Currently, we have anti-air building, which is fine, and then we have more military factories queued up, and then some forts down on our southern border with Italy, which is maybe not going to be necessary right now because they aren't in the Axis. We're unlikely to end up at war with them until they join. But I guess we'll continue to do that. We'll probably just continue to queue up more military forts afterwards. Our production is fine. I think we're going to be upgrading our fighters pretty soon, I think. We're not researching it yet, but I think that was the next thing I was going to do. We are no longer ahead of time here, so yeah, very important, I think, to have good fighters. And then once we have the next model researched, we'll start ramping up our production more on those, if possible. Anyway, let's unpause and allow things to happen. So we'll see what happens when they finish justifying this war goal. I guess they have an existing war goal there, and they're justifying more. They have a non-aggression pact with the Republic in Spain, but Spain has not yet joined the Comintern. And the Soviet Union has sent volunteers to the USA. Okay, let me just see what's going on with you over here. They're just fighting Japan at the moment, alright. Well, fair enough. Wondering for a second if maybe the US had become communist or something. Okay, so the Soviet Union has declared on Romania, the Allies. Well, that's interesting. I guess then we are going to have to be ready for the possibility of naval invasions, assuming that they call us into the war, which they will, and assuming we accept, which I guess I will. So there's that, and we also have plenty of borders with the UK in Africa, which we probably need to be concerned about. Currently have our troops lined up against Italy, because that's who I was expecting to be at war with. Let's see, we'll probably just not be concerned about our territory over here, or Madagascar. The UK, I think, has some territories over here in Asia. We don't have much in the way of troops here, but we should protect this area because it's our source of rubber. And also, I guess, tungsten and chromium, which I don't think we need much of right now, but we certainly will as we get more advanced technology. So I think I will send some troops over there so that we can at least have a good chance of defending ourselves. We'll just take some from our sort of reserve army here. Assign you to a new army. We'll just take a few infantry divisions as well. And let's see, I think we'll just send you to the nearest ports. Alright, well, we have not yet been called to war. I don't know if the UK even has been called into that war. They have, okay. I guess they maybe got automatically called in. Well, we'll see what happens. I'll move this army to the Asian theater and... Oh, I didn't realize that would move the camera if I clicked on them, and I already had them selected. That's fine. Tell them to get over here. Also, we have borders with the UK over here. Something we should be aware of. We do have some troops in this area already, so that's okay. We will just have them line up on this border for now. So we'll keep an eye on how things are going in Romania, I guess. They're being attacked from two sides. Hungary as well is in the Axis, if I didn't mention. It doesn't look like the Soviets' advance is going too well here into Romania. I have to assume they'll get it together at some point and take that fairly easily. Alright, we have anti-air upgrades. So we can continue upgrading our artillery. We don't really have much in the way of artillery, though. We only have it as support to our infantry battalions. I think we'll just go ahead and start getting the upgraded fighters right now. So the UK's naval invasion seems... Oh, they've actually opened a second front here. They've done another invasion. Interesting. So they could join those up together. Whoa. Alright, things are happening. Italy has joined the Axis. We have called somebody as our ally in the German-French War. Germany has called in Terra Mariana, okay. And Germany has declared war on us. Okay. Well, let's see then. The Soviet Union is in our war. Okay, so the status of our border here, let me see. We do have level 10 forts, and we have our Green Army stronger forces here, according to the estimates. We do need to make sure that our fighters are all on their missions here. You're on interception. You're on air superiority. Alright, I guess we would get an alert if there were any that weren't performing their missions. Japan has joined the Axis. Surely the US will join the Allies at some point. Germany breaks the Molotov-Ribbentrop Pact. The non-aggression pact between Germany and the Soviet Union, a surprising development to begin with, has now, less surprisingly, fallen apart. Germany has attacked, breaking the pact, and returned to once again openly speaking of the Soviet Union as a menace that must be faced for their visions of the future to become reality. Soviet leadership is less than pleased, but perhaps less shocked by the betrayal than disappointed that they didn't seize the opportunity first. A treaty is nothing but a piece of paper to the fascists. Okay. So yeah, Japan has joined this war, and Italy has also joined. Okay. So we're looking, I think, less good on our Italian border. No, still pretty good, actually. Let's assign this new Alpine Brigade up there, or division. So at the moment, we're just going to try to hold our borders and not advance into Germany or Italy. We should be concerned about the naval situation. We seem to be doing fine here in the English Channel and the North Sea. We're not fighting the UK ourselves, which we should remember. Okay. So we should also appoint a commander to some of these fleets. Submarine attack. Yeah, sure. No, we need you to patrol, please. See, we have another small fleet here. Actually, a reasonably sized fleet. Which will also assign a commander. We maybe don't want to venture into the Adriatic. Let's try to keep control over the Mediterranean. Right, so we currently have air superiority in northern and southern France. We don't have any aggression there currently, it looks like. Military access request from the UK. I guess we'll accept. As long as they're fighting Germany, we are happy enough to allow them through. Manchukuo joined the Axis, okay. Did our troops get safely over to where they were going? No, and I have no idea where they are at this point. Okay. Well, we do have fleets assigned to these sea zones, but they might be in trouble going through here. We should possibly consider trying to patrol some of these sea zones, but I'm not sure if we have the naval strength to do that. Non-aggression pact request from China and the UK. Yeah, we'll take these pacts. So neither, yeah, there goes the US joining the Allies. Neither Italy nor Germany has really tried to attack us much on either of these fronts. Or at all, it seems. We have naval combat. Which we will watch. Hungary has joined, okay. And Republican Spain has joined the Comintern, excellent. Doesn't seem like this is going too well for us. So we're probably going to lose that, it looks like. We have one large ship on low strength, okay. This one, I guess. So we can see the results of that. We lost quite a few ships there, apparently. Well, that's bad. This is where our army is transitioning through as well. Though they seem to be doing so unharmed, so that's fine. I guess they've returned to port. Let's see how our focus is going. This is Alpine Forts, which is going to annoy Italy, of course, but it will help us out on this border, which is important. And we have a non-aggression pact request from New Zealand, which I guess we'll accept, and same with the British Raj. Alright, so let's just check on the actual full state of this war. So we're at war with Germany, Italy, and Hungary, and that's about it. So this doesn't seem too bad. This seems totally manageable. They're distracted with their other war with the UK as well, and they're not currently trying to advance into our territory. We should definitely at least be able to hold our borders, I think, and look for an opportunity to advance, and we might even be able to take some land from Italy down here in Africa right now. We want this army. We obviously don't have too many troops here, but we'll see what we can do. They apparently have no troops defending them in this area. So we'll draw an offensive line and see where we can get. Let's actually just draw it right to the coast. See if we can at least advance that far. I mean, I guess there's no reason not to just do this right now, since there is no resistance. Join war's request from Republican Spain. Wants to help in our war efforts. Yeah, of course we'll accept. Thank you. A non-aggression pact request from the Philippines. We'll accept that. And we have available planes in reserves. Okay. Let me have a look here. I guess we just need to increase the reinforcement limit of some of our air wings. Let's see our planes here. Does this show us which are in reserves? I guess not really. Here we have quite a few fighters, so let's see. I'll just take our fighter wings here that are working on air superiority. This one. This air interface just constantly confuses me. I guess we have to click on here and then we can see this screen. Okay. So where is our... Actually, we'll just increase one of the larger ones instead of increasing... Or one of the smaller ones instead of increasing the one that's already 200 or so. So we'll put this up to 200. And we only have tactical bombers here. We'll just reinforce some more in southern France then, I suppose. Put this up to 200 for now. I guess we also had... What is this? Support planes in reserve too, so we'll increase the size of some of our tactical bomber wings. To also 200. Well, we'll just increase this one to 100, I suppose. So they should reinforce. And make use of the reserve planes. So we are encountering some resistance in Africa here. I'm concerned about our ability to move troops across here and also to supply our troops in Africa and the Middle East if we don't have control of these sea zones. No, if you're repairing, I guess you should stay repairing. The fall of Gibraltar. For the first time since it was seized by the British more than 2 centuries ago, Gibraltar is back in Spanish hands. News coming in from the territory report that most of the garrison has surrendered, although a few stubborn holdouts have retreated to tunnels running under the rock. At a press conference in Madrid... Oh, we were on pause there. Okay, I'll deal with you in a second. At a press conference in Madrid, representatives of the government stated that Gibraltar is henceforth to be considered Spanish territory in perpetuity. British diplomats have, unsurprisingly, debunked the statement, dismissing it as utter nonsense. A significant development, and also I wasn't aware that Spain was at war with the UK. Offensive war? The Soviet war on Romania. Okay, so somehow we're not at war with the UK, but our allies are. Alright. That's fine by me, I suppose. We, in fact, have a non-aggression pact with them. But we'll also take more non-aggression pacts with all of these other people. And we also finished our national focus Alpine forts, which gives us, I think, +2 fort levels in our border provinces with Italy. It says so here, yes, okay. We have begun work on improving the fortifications of the Alpine line. Let them come. We'll also, I think, extend... Please stop unpausing. We'll also extend the Maginot Line. This is going to lower the opinion of Belgium, but improve... Wait, no. Lower Belgium's opinion of the French Commune, but raise their opinion of the Reich. Still, though, I think this is important. Belgium hasn't joined any faction yet, but I think they're quite likely to get invaded by Germany at some point. And then that gives Germany another avenue into our territory that is currently much less fortified, as you might remember from history. But having the force there is going to be useful. In fact, we might want to assign this reserve army to covering this border for now. Well, no, we'll have plenty of time to redeploy them over there if Germany does declare on Belgium. So I don't think there's much reason to do that right now. The UK's naval invasion of Germany seems to have not gone well. They have some troops encircled here near Berlin. And Germany seems to have redeployed quite a few troops to our border here. Since we're looking comparatively less strong, let's reinforce that with some of our recently built troops here. Let's check on things in Africa, actually. So we do not know how many troops they have in these border provinces. I guess maybe we should have had some radar built down here. Alright, we've won a naval battle in the English Channel, okay. And a port strike, alright. So I think if we really want to continue this advance down here and make progress, we're going to need to get troops over there. So I'll just try to move some over. We'll see how that goes. It seems like Italy has moved troops away, or at least they're comparatively weaker. I don't know whether this actually takes into account the forts, because if we just built the forts, that might be what affected the forces comparison here. It doesn't actually say whether it does, but they may well have moved some troops away elsewhere. Let's see, I really don't want to deploy troops away from this border, though. Let's take a few from here. And a couple of motorized. And can we just assign you to this front? That would be very convenient, and you'll make your own way across. Yeah, it seems dangerous, but we'll see what happens. So we have free military factories, which is great. We have made some progress in upgrading our infantry equipment, but still a long way to go on that. We don't really want to start ramping up fighter production more until we have the new fighter models researched, I think. Though maybe we do. Alright, I think we may as well. We'll assign a few to more motorized infantry also, or motorized equipment production. Okay, we aren't getting as much oil as we need, so we're probably just going to have to trade for some more. Which I think is fine. Let's see then, we're getting our current oil from the Soviet Union. I guess we'll continue to trade with them since we're likely to be able to do that basically forever. And we can modify our government. So let's see, we can go to a higher level of conscription, all adults serve. Actually, that's going to cost 300. But I don't think this is necessary yet. We're doing okay on manpower. We can get cheaper industrial research, or military high command might be a good idea for us. Air superiority seems probably good. Lower bad weather penalty? Small arms research time, probably not that important currently, since we recently just upgraded that. I don't know, something like division attrition might be good. We are sort of low on equipment supplies for infantry and stuff, or we're still working on upgrading them, so the less we lose to attrition, the better there, probably. Seems okay. Alright, well, that is going to do it for this episode. We'll leave it here for now and see how things go in the next one. Thanks for watching, and join me again then.